Hello, Internet, and welcome to the first first post of Tech Reviews by Tyler. Um, since this is my first show, I'm going to give you a little background information of myself. So this show might be a little less about tech reviews and more about me, but just for a little bit, just this one time. My name obviously is Tyler. I'm 17 years old, and I wouldn't consider myself a major techie. I'm not like a walk around Walmart with my Bluetooth headset, buying up external hard drives and Wii Fitness Plus controllers, whatever. But I would consider myself pretty technologically savvy, and I would consider myself more of an average Joe of technology, where I know a lot, but I don't own every tech gadget out there. I've acquired a few, what my bank account will let me. And through the years, I try to get a lot of information on YouTube for buying different things. Tech reviews on the Wii, Xbox, different game systems and headphones. And let's be honest, there's a lot of junk reviews out there. There's a lot of crap. There's a lot of kids who just bought their $300 Bose headphones that get on all excited, brand new in the box, and they try to tell you how good they are when they open it right in front of you. And they haven't even used them. They haven't even tested them out, and they just tell you all the awesome things about these, but they never give you the cons. They never tell you the downsides. They never give you the honest reviews for things. And that's what I'm going to try to do in my videos, is give unbiased reviews of different products out there, because that's, as a tech head myself, that's what I would want to do. And what I would want to see on YouTube is an honest, unbiased account of what things and how they work, so that I know if I want to buy it or not. If I want to throw down $300 for these headphones, don't just tell me all the great things. Be honest. And if they're great, they're great. But just a lot of biasedness out there. I don't know if that's a word, but you get where I'm coming from. Anyway, we're gonna do a quick review now of Netflix. Just gotta get the ball rolling. Just got this a couple months ago, and about 3 months ago. Right now, absolutely loving it. Don't know how I ever lived without it. It's a great application. I'm not just blowing smoke, and I'm not just saying this. This is unbiased. Well, partly biased, but I think a lot of people out there would like this along with me, in my personal opinion. Just give you a little overview of how it works. You have your queue, which is how you get your DVDs in the mail, in the prepaid little red envelopes they come in. You set it up, and you search for different movies, and you add it to your queue, which is like a shopping list, so to speak. I have the $9 a month package, which gives me free unlimited, the instantly feature, and then one DVD at a time in the mail. And on this, so right now I have Crash, for example, and once I'm done watching that, I'll rip off the tab, put it back in the envelope, send it in the mail, and right when Netflix gets it back in their factory, once it's been scanned back into their system, they send out that day the next one that's on my queue. And I can always go online whenever I want and update my queue from wherever I am. For example, say, your little cousin really wants to watch Alice in Wonderland and wants to come over, whatever. So all you have to do is search it. If you know what it is, search for it. Otherwise, you can browse for different, genres and stuff like that. But if you know what you want, you go down, you type it in here, it adds it to your queue. So say you want it right away. You can just drag and drop it anywhere you want it in your queue. For example, if you want it right away, you'll throw it on top, and right when I send Crash back, you'll get the next movie, so on and so forth down the line. The only bad thing about this kind of is you have to keep up to date with it. You have to kind of be on the ball with it. If you're not updating it, semi-annually, you're gonna run out of movies, and you're not gonna get the new movies. Another thing is that this is where most of the newer movies are. Like Alice in Wonderland isn't it's not a brand new movie, but it's newer. It's not going to be on the instantly feature. It's going to be in the mail. And if you're not on the ball, somewhat, you're not going to get as many movies, and it's not really going to pay for itself. And this feature alone doesn't really sell Netflix for me, because everyone knows you can go to a Redbox, you can grab, a DVD for $1 a day, and that's all you need it for. And for $9 a month, most people aren't going to watch, 9 movies constantly every month on, consecutively. But what really does sell it for me is the instantly feature, where you can watch thousands of movies instantly. They're usually older movies or less popular, so to speak, movies, but there's still a lot of great movies. And just the great thing about this is you can watch full television series. And there's a lot of options when it comes to television, and I think this is a huge thing. For example, say I'm a big Office buff, and say I want to watch season 5. Season 6 just came out, but it's obvious it's not going to be up to date that fast. It takes a while for it to get on the instantly feature. But you search for a movie, or a television show in this case, and if it has a blue play button, that means you can instantly watch it right now, every single episode. If it only has a red ad button, that means you have to wait for it to come in the mail, but you can still get the CDs of a television show or any of the instant watches. You can still get the CD in the mail if you want. I don't see why you would want to, unless you wanted it Blu-ray, I suppose. But how it costs, I don't know, season 5 Office, $40-50. So that right there pays for 5 months of your Netflix, if you think about it in those terms. And I can watch every single episode in order, right here from my computer. You can also watch it on, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii. They have little boxes that can, use Wi-Fi, and you can watch it off there. I don't know why you wouldn't you can go buy an HDMI cable online for like $7, and then most TVs now you can just plug that right in, and it's pretty straightforward. I would go with that option over the PS3 and the Xbox and stuff, because you have to add that to an instant queue, which is kind of like the queue before, but this is just for instant movies, and you have to add it to the queue before you could watch it on like your PS3 and stuff. It's just an extra step that I don't know why it is exactly needs to be there. It kind of seems pointless to me. It just seems like a middleman sort of thing, when I can go on the internet and search for it and watch it, right there. And I don't have to go on the internet, add it to my PS3, go to my PS3, and then watch it. That kind of seems like just more of a hassle than just plugging in my HDMI cable, which is pretty easy. One last feature I'll just run through really quick here is the movies you love. If you know the Genius feature in iTunes, where the music that you have, it'll try to find more music like that. Kind of like that a little bit. You rate movies that you've watched or that you've already seen before, and it'll try to match you with other movies that you have that you would like. It's not always right on. The more movies you rate, it's going to get better, and it can only get better as time goes on, and as more people send in information through Netflix and stuff like that. Not necessarily used a lot for me, but it's nice to have, just something extra. So yeah, I think that's basically, what I was trying to get at. But I guess thanks for watching. Tune in next time. I'll be back, and have a good day, have a good weekend, wherever you are, whenever it is. And yeah, we'll see you next time.